Hello and welcome to How Not to Play, the channel where I play Magic badly. Today we are going into another Wilds of Eldraine quick draft. As we can see down here on the bottom of my screen, that extra button is now gone. So apparently that's only good for 3 matches, 1 draft. But still, you get discount on that 1 draft, so that's still good for me. So here we are with the Wilds of Eldraine quick draft. Last time we did end up with 5 wins, which is almost our entry back. So let's see if we can't hit 6. That's not going to happen. Alright, so pack 1, pick 1, we got Hilda's Crown of Winter for our rare. Yeah, I'll be taking this. Mostly because it's the rare and I don't have any in my collection. Anyway, because it's a really good artifact, I mean. It will go in any deck because it is an artifact. However, it is geared towards the white-blue frozen archetype. So you really want to tap things down. You can pay 1, tap a creature. If it's on your turn, it's just free. And you can sacrifice it at any time to draw a card for each tapped creature your opponents control. So, I mean, definitely good in the white-blue tap archetype. Charade is actually our white-blue signpost. So hopefully this card wheels around. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, though. When it enters the battlefield, tap a creature, put a stun counter on it. Whenever you tap 1 or more untapped creatures, draw a card. So, like I said, the white-blue archetype is all about tapping down your opponent's stuff. And so that's kind of the gameplay that we're going to be looking for with today's deck. So they say don't marry your pack 1, pick 1, and that is very good advice. You see here in pack 2, we have absolutely nothing that goes on that plan. The only white card we have is Besotted Knight, which is a rolls card, and Aquatic Alchemist, which is for red-blue spells. So we have absolutely nothing in this pack that goes along with white-blue tap. So let's see other cards. We've got Crabby Giant. Turn 2, you can adventure to create a treasure token. And then turn 3, you could actually cast him as a 4/3 with that treasure token. So I mean, that's at least a decent body. Fairy Fencing is good removal in the black-blue fairies deck. Stab Wound, this is our Enchanting Tales for the pack. We'll see one of those in each pack. Those actually can be rares. Shatter the Oath is good removal if you're in black. I think my pick here is either Prophetic Prism, which is A, good filter, and B, a good bargain target. So early game, you can drop 2, draw a card off of it, use it to fix your mana. Once you've got, later in the game, you've got all the mana you need, you can sacrifice it to a bargain card like Troublemaker Oath to get that extra bargain effect. So that's a really good buy play with Prophetic Prism. I think I'm going to go with the Besotted Knight here. It's a creature with a Royal Roll. I mean, it's at least something, and it's going to be on color for our white-blue. We were talking about mana fixing earlier. Edgewall In is amazing mana fixing. When it enters the battlefield, it can be any color that you need. And then later on, you can sacrifice it to return an adventure from your graveyard back to your hand. Very, very good. Sir Armont, we see the white-green signpost card, which cares about roll tokens. So that works actually really well with our Besotted Knight. So I might go ahead and take Armont here. Lean towards white-green. Once again, we really see nothing here with the tap theme. So we've got our red-blue spells. Living Lectern is once again sorcerer role, more of a red-blue spells. Moment of Valor, break the spell, destroy an enchantment. Twin Veil Guide, Celebration, that's the white-red mechanic. So really there's nothing here to go along with the white-blue tap. So I think we're going to go with Sir Armont here, look into a white-green. And so I'm basically wanting to throw out enchantments. I'm going to really be looking for those roll tokens, like the monster roll, or with the Besotted Knight, the royal roll. So I'm really going to be looking for those rolls in the white-green deck. But, I mean, we can still keep an eye out for the white-blue tap stuff. Balloon's Gatekeeper is a blue card, but it's actually more for the blue-green ramp deck, because the high casting cost, the initial bounce, doesn't really do a whole lot of tap. There is nothing here in white, so I think white might just be dead. As far as green, we do have some pseudo ramp here with Knight of the Sweet's Revenge, can turn food into mana. That's more of the black-green food deck, along with Hollow Scavenger. You can adventure to create a food token. You can use that food later to pump it up. So that is a very good green-black card. Return from the Wilds is just your basic ramp. You can create a food token, a human token, or search your library for a land. So, I mean, that's just kind of a general good green card. I think we're going to go with the wolf here. Just for the body, mostly. Crystal Grotto. Once again, you've got some color fixing. Not quite as good as Prophetic Prism, but a lot cheaper. It only gives you a scry instead of a card. As far as the white-green, the Root Rider Fawn is the only thing we've got on color just for ramp. So that's really not even green. It does also filter, so I mean we can do that as well. For white, we've got Hopeful Vigil, Night Enchantment, maybe Savior of the Sleeping, cares about enchantments you control. Specifically when they go to the graveyard, he'll get a +1 counter. I think we'll go ahead and grab Hopeful Vigil here. The enchantment play gets you a knight for 2 versus the 3-drop. I mean, Savior of Sleeping might be better in the long game if we've got that roll payout. We don't necessarily know that's going to happen at the moment. Hopeful Vigil doesn't really work with Sir Armont because it doesn't enchant a creature. But, I mean, I'm just not getting very good picks here on either one of these colors. So here we've got Troublemaker Oath. If it was bargained, exile an artifact or enchantment. So, I mean, a 2/2 with Naturalize is pretty good. Stockpiling Celebrant. ETB Bounce, something I control. So, that's a way to get multiple roll tokens. I think Celebrant is going to be my best pick here. So, I mean, that one at least has some byplay with the deck that I can make work. Alright, we've got really a whole lot of nothing in this pack. We've got Spider Food, which is a naturalize that grants you a food token. We've got Moment of Valor, which can give something indestructible or destroy something really big. So that potential removal is pretty good. And Ice Out is this format's main counterspell. So if you bargain, it's just full-on counterspell. If you don't bargain, it's still cancel, and is still just a really good counterspell. So it's definitely a card to watch out for in this format, and to know that it exists. But I think the combat trick is going to be my best pick here. Nothing else is really all that on point, and even that is probably going to get cut. Twin Veil Guide is Celebration, which is more white-red. Spider Food, not really that exciting. Nothing really here is that exciting. I think I'm going to go for the Evolving Wilds. That will give me splashable opportunities. So if green is not open, which it does not appear to be, I mean, even white I'm having to fight for. I don't think I'm in the right colors at all. But it'll let me splash that green for like a Sir Armont, or splash whatever other colors might be coming up. Here we've got Charmed Clothier. When it enters the battlefield, create a royal token. That's actually not bad. At a 5-drop though, it's pretty expensive. But it does play with Sir Armont. Red Tooth Genealogist enters, create a royal roll token. So once again, the same thing. ETBs brings a roll with it. At 3 mana, that is definitely a lot better than at 5 for the Clothier. The only difference is flying versus non-flying. So we'll definitely take the cheaper one, even though I lose out on the flying. The only thing on color here is Bestial Bloodline. It does enchant a creature, so Sir Armont would give it an additional +1/+1. I don't know. I think if it gave Trample, this would be a much better card, and I would definitely be up for picking it. I honestly think Prophetic Prism might be the better card here, because it does allow for that color fixing. It replaces itself, and it's bargain fodder, which technically Bloodline is bargain fodder too, that you can get back from the graveyard for 5 mana. But I don't know. I just think Prophetic Prism is going to be... It actually might make the deck, whereas Bloodline probably wouldn't. We've got another Bloodline and a Verdant Outrider. It's a 4/2, potentially unblockable. I think I'm going to go with the enchantment this time. Over the creature. It's just, I don't think either one of them are going to make the deck, honestly. This one has nothing, so we'll just take something, it doesn't matter. Sleight of Hand is nice. Crystal Grotto is more kind of fixing, so I think we'll go ahead and take that. Just because it's pack 1 and I don't really know what colors I'm necessarily going to end up in. Yeah, I'm kind of white-green now, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to stay that way, because we're now going into pack 2, and my rare is Restless Vinestalk, a very blue-green land. Alright, so these Restless cards are always good. So it's a land, it doesn't take up any of your like creature slots. You can pay mana, make it a creature, attack with it. It dodges board wipes, it dodges most removal. So yeah, this is definitely going to be my pick here. We might even drop most of our white and go for more of a blue-green plan. To which we also have in this pack the blue-green Signpost card in Troyan Gutsy Explorer. We saw him in our first draft. You can spend mana. He is a mana ramp for larger spells, so once again that really helps pump out the really big stuff like Balluna's Gatekeeper, which a lot of these will have adventure sides that you can use in the early game to help stall your opponent until you can get to those bigger later cards. So we're definitely going to take the Restless Vinestalk here. We're going to look heavy into making a blue pivot. Outside of that, if I was going to stick married to white-green, I would probably go for the Ferocious Werefox here. It has the adventure side to create the roll token that Sir Armont cares about, and then it is a pretty big body on itself when it comes down later. But I'm going to go ahead and grab Vinestalk here, mostly because it's the rare, and we'll see what happens to the rest of the pack. Edgewall in, once again, really good fixing if we're looking at splashing blue. that might actually be a very good pick here. Tanglespan Lookout, a 2/3. Whenever an aura enters the battlefield, draw a card. So it's very important to note that all of these roll tokens that we're making are in fact auras. So this would make each one of those draw a card, and that is going to be some really good card advantage. So I think we're going to go ahead and go with that. Ooh. Omniscience. An amazing, superb Enchanted Tales. If you can make it up to 8 mana, then you never have to worry about casting anything ever again. But we are so not triple blue. Honestly, in the blue-green deck, if we would have gotten Restless Vinestalk pack 1 pick 1 and like gone full blue-green, this Omniscience would be a slam dunk. Because it would trigger all of the big stuff matters, and it would just be amazing. Here we have the red signpost, the celebration card. We have another Sir Armont, which I'm probably going to take here. Protective Parents is pretty good. When it dies, you get another roll token, so that's definitely something that I would like for my white-green deck. But we're going to go ahead and take the Sir Armont here, because the only thing better than 1 signpost is 2. Archive Dragon is a really big blue beat stick. If you are on the blue-green, that's a very good finisher. We've got another Besotted Knight. Frostbridge Guard, amazing in our original white-blue concept that we were looking at. You can keep your opponent's stuff tapped down. Rhyme for a Reindeer, once again, more on that white-blue. Can double into the white-green because we are throwing a lot of rolls around, so that is a possibility. I think our play here is going to be either the Besotted Knight or the Frostbridge Guard. But I think we're going to go with the Knight simply because of the Royal token. Kellen Lightblade, really good removal. 3 damage to an attacker or blocker, or you can bargain it to just straight out destroy it. Stockpile Celebrant, we already saw him. I think I'm going to go with the Lightblades here. I do have Hilda's Crown to tap something down, but I really don't have a whole lot of actual removal. Moment of Valor can destroy something. But yeah, that's it. I have like 0 removal, so I kind of need Lightblades here. And rewarded with another Celebrant, so we can bounce something again. Slumbering Keep Guard is more for the white-black enchantments deck, but it could also work in the white-green deck. Once again, because all those auras that you're putting out are enchantments. And so those rolls will all add up to pump up your Slumbering Guard. Territorial Witchstalker cares about power. I don't really have a whole lot of high power. I think we're going to go with the Celebrant here so that I could bounce something like the Besotted Knight to use that token again. But I think, well, I'm going to go with Triumphant here. Mostly because if something dies, like my Celebrant dies or whatever, I can go ahead and pull it back out of the graveyard, or my Genealogist, something like that. Let's see, no white. We've got some green here. This is just kind of a weak pack. Uprising, if a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield, draw a card. I don't really have a whole lot. That, Leaping Ambush, Territorial Witchstalker. It is a 2-drop, 2/3 defender, and I really don't have... I think I need him just for the early game to stop like some initial assaults. Well, we do have a Troyan. I think we'll go for the Hollow Scavenger here, though. The food token early on might help me survive to the later game. As much as Troyan would be beneficial, that he's still here is a pretty clear signpost that blue-green is open, but I think I'm just too late in the pack to really make that pivot. I think we'll go with Commune. Oh wait, that's just for a creature? Ooh. No, I thought that was for land. Now we'll go with the Wolfie again. The only thing on color is Bloodline. Sure, we'll take the Spreading Seas. This card is actually banned in Modern because screwing your opponent out of colors is not a good thing, apparently. Yeah, blue is exceedingly open if our counter spell is going to be the stick here. Alright, pack 3. We've got a Tale for the Ages. Enchanted creatures getting +2/+2. Once again, that goes really well with our Sir Armont, which already gives enchanted creatures +1/+1. So that will just make all of my enchanted rolls creatures that much better. I am definitely slamming that. I think we're just going to go ahead and cut all the blue out. Sorry, Vinestalk. We'll go fully into, hopefully, this white-green Beanstalk Worm. Nice ramp. Goes into the blue-green ramp deck. Stroke of Midnight is removal, which I desperately need. There's really not a whole lot. I mean, I might take the Keep Guard just for a 1-drop, but the removal would definitely play better than just having a chump blocker. Griffin Airy. We actually saw this in a previous draft, that if you gain 3 or more life, you create a Griffin. That makes all of the food tokens that we get off of Hollow Scavenger into Griffins, because you eat the food token, you gain 3 life, and then the area will give you a Griffin. We can go for a third Sir Armont to basically guarantee that we get at least one of those each game. Or we can go for the Kellen Lightblades, which I think I'm going to do because I need the removal. Okay, we have the exact same choice here. We've got Sir Armont versus Kellen's Lightblades. We also have Curse of the Werefox. This is a removal spell that creates an aura. So honestly, this might even be better than Kellen's Lightblades. It does fight, so it could kill my creature too. We also have Ferocious Werefox, which creates that monster roll token without the fight. This is going to be a really big choice between Curse of the Werefox or Sir Armont. I think I'm going to go with the Werefox just because I already have the 2 Armonts. So I think Curse of the Werefox being potential removal is going to outweigh having my 3rd legendary. Let's see, here we have the red-green signpost with Ruby Daring Tracker. We're obviously not going to take that, though. I am looking at this Hamlet Glutton, though. So as a 5-drop, I can bargain out a 6/6 trample. That is just really good. And I do have the Scavengers to make the food tokens to bargain with. So I think that is going to be my pick here. And then I can give him an aura from something and make him like even bigger. So let's see, it looks like our main choice here is going to be Protective Parents, which gets an aura when it dies. Hollow Scavenger, once again with that food synergies, or Root Rider Fawn as ramp. Given how big my mana curve is, I think I'm going to go with the ramp here. Most of my deck is 3 or higher, so I'm definitely going to go with the ramp here. Speaking of which, we get Up the Beanstalk when it enters the battlefield, and whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater, draw a card. I don't really have a whole lot at 5 or more. I mean, I've got the 2 Armonts and the Hamlet Glutton, that's really it. Oath, enters the battlefield, naturalize, or Charmed Clothier, Royal Roll Token, plus Flying. I think we'll go for the Clothier here. That Flying Evasion is going to be the only one I have. The Royal Roll Token helps out the rest of the team. I don't like that it's so expensive, but we'll see what happens. Stroke of Midnight is removal, so yeah, we'll go ahead and hold on to that. Nothing else really calls out to me. The only thing on color here is going to be our Verdant Outrider, which is a 4/2, or Red Tooth Genealogist, ETB Royal Token. Yeah, we're going to go and take that, definitely. Let's see, a Return Triumphant, Slumbering Keep Guard. So Return Triumphant will get pretty much all of these creatures. So I think we're going to go ahead and take that. We'll go ahead and grab the Griffin Airy just for the food token synergies. None of these really matter, so we'll take the Celebration. I don't know, the Ground Seal. Shuts off opponents' graveyards. And Moment of Valor. Potential removal. Alright. Alright, so we'll go ahead and cut the Wilds and the Grotto. We really don't need them if we're not going to be splashing. Same with Prism. Alright, so we've got a pretty even split here of 17 creatures and spells. So I kind of want to go a little bit heavier cutting the spells than the creatures, but I'm still going to do some cuts. Let's go ahead and first cut my... Oh, I don't know. Celebration actually shouldn't be too hard to turn on here. Because whenever the aura tokens come in, those are a token. But yeah, just a 2/3 flying for 4, even a 3/3 lifelink flying for 4, I think is still just not quite going to make it. We'll go ahead and chop that one down. Charmed Clothier might even get cut. So that is going to be removal. That's kind of removal. That's kind of removal. We'll go ahead and cut Ground Seal and probably all 3 Bloodlines. I definitely want the ramp there. I definitely want the Return Triumphants. That's removal. Vigil, I can go ahead and cut that. I don't think I'm going to be using that. Tale for the Ages, I'm definitely keeping. Griffin Airy, I can probably cut. I think I will cut the Moments of Valor. It is a really nice trick, but if I'm going to destroy something, I'll just hit it with Stroke of Midnight. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I'll just cut Stroke of Midnight instead, because that gives them a human versus Moment of Valor just straight up getting rid of it. Maybe I'll just cut Stroke of Midnight and keep the Moment of Valor. I mean, if it's got power 3 or less, then I can just block it to kill it, because I'm looking to pump with Sir Armont, pump with Tale for the Ages. So honestly, let's get rid of Stroke of Midnight. So I've got those 5 removal spells. We can cut one more. I think I'll drop one of the Celebrants. Those really don't... I mean, they'll like bounce one of my creatures that I can then, re-adventure them, recast them, whatever. But I don't know. Other than getting out of a pacifism effect, I really don't see why I would want to do that, because I want my creatures to stay in play with enchantments on them and then beat down with heavy hitters. So I think this is the deck that we're going to go with. Let me know in the comments below if you think I should have done anything differently. Should I have done the pivot to green-blue? Should I have done the pivot to white-red? There seemed to be an awful lot of that going around too. What do you think the proper color for this draft would have been? And what kind of a deck you would have drafted? Let me know in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that like button so that I know you're out there. And let's go ahead and see what this pile of cards does. That is a lot of mana. I have no business keeping this hand. The only thing I have is a Graveyard Recursion spell that I don't have anything to recur. So this is probably not going to be a very good game. And I'm just drawing more lands. Wonderful! What a great way to start! And it looks like opponent is on red, black rats. Yeah, that is a really fast start. I mean, I guess we'll go ahead and take out what I can. And even more land. Oh my goodness, you have got to be kidding me. I could second now to draw 3 cards. I think I don't know. Yeah, this is just not good for me. Wow, no attacks. Okay. I fully expected him to try to swing around me there. Alright, well, I guess we'll go ahead and play another 3-3. We've got my 4-4 now to help block with. I could attack, but I don't think I will. We'll go ahead and swing 5 in the air. He can't block it. Pass the turn. I still don't think I win this. We'll go ahead and tap down the Edgewall pack just so that he doesn't swing in with it. And that is the power of Hilda's Crown. For 1 mana you can block anything just by making it unable to attack. Alright, so he is going to kill Sir Armont. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine. I'd rather he didn't, but... Oh, yeah, here we go. Let's go for... definitely one of the 2X's. I might end up losing my knight here, but I think it's still the correct thing to do. If they do have a trick... Oh, that's a very good trick. That's a very good trick. Yeah, I mean, I should not have kept that hand. I had no business keeping that hand. That was entirely on me. I can't blame Marina for that one. And that's why this channel is called How Not to Play, so that you know not to do that stupid crap that I do. So we will put Scavenger on an adventure. Give me my food token. And nothing else. Alright, so we've got Hamlet Glutton on 5, which is really good if we can get there. I can do Celebrant, but then I would have to bounce my food token, so we'll just go ahead and cast the Scavengers that they know about. Next turn I have the option of pumping him, or they can just kill him this turn. Oh, they're using him to draw a card with. Wow! That's how you know your opponent's mana screwed, when they're pumping your stuff so that they can draw a card. So you're gonna kill it? Alright. Another black-red opponent using removal to get rid of my stuffs. I can stockpile Celebrant to bounce something, but I think I'm going to do Return Triumphant. Bring back my Scavenger with a Young Hero roll. I can't attack with it, unfortunately, but next turn if I can pop Armont down, that'll be a really big attacker. Actually, I don't even think I want Armont this turn, because if I can attack with Hollow Scavenger, it'll pump up with the Young Roll token. So I think I just swing with it as is. Gets the counter, becomes a 4/3. And I do have his Sack of Food ability open. Oh, he's just going to drop in a blocker? Okay. Do I want to keep the Scavenger? I think so. Let's go ahead and Kellen Light Blades. We'll make them waste their entire turn. I did have to wait for him to declare a blocker before I could do that, so I don't get to do the damage. But I can go ahead, drop Celebrant. I don't think I will do anything, but I have to target anyway. And then decline action. Okay. Alright. He definitely wants that wolf dead. That is fine by me. I can Armont or I can Glutton. Let's go ahead and do Armont. We'll put the monster roll on Celebrant, swing on in, hit him for 5. This is going to force any additional removal that he might have in his hand. And then I can play Glutton, hopefully when my opponent's empty-handed. So we are going to bargain because I only have the 5 mana. We're going to go ahead and sacrifice the food to the giant, who is just going to give us 3 life anyway. And I actually have lethal with the Royal Roll token from the Besotted Knight. So if opponent doesn't have removal here, he's in a world of hurt. I mean, I know that Rakdos is the removal colors, but how much can you really have, honestly? So he just stole my top 2 cards. Okay. I hope they were both lands. At least one of them was. And the other one's a 2/3 blocker. Okay. I think we do Lookout first. That way when I put Besotted Knight on an adventure, I can draw a card. We'll go ahead and swing in. Do 8. And pass the turn. I mean, opponent does have a 4/4 dragon that he can drop, but yeah, that's not going to cut it. And the giant makes it through. Oi, this is not good. 2 planes with 2 defenders that are in green. I mean, if I draw a forest, this hand could be gas. Sure, I mean, I've got forests in there. Maybe I'll draw one. That's not a forest. Alright, looks like opponent is on red-blue spells. And I am mana screwed. That is also not a forest. Okay, well, I guess let's go ahead and drop Celebrant. At least it's a creature. Not the creature I want to be casting, but can't block that because the otter flies. Never seen a flying otter before, but hey, it's a wizard. It looks like they're going full aggro with this. Alright, we drew a Sir Armont. Now if only I could draw the mana to cast it with. I guess we'll go ahead and do our Royal Celebrant. I mean, I can't block the otter anyway. I might as well go on the offensive. I got nothing else to do. Maybe I can find a freaking forest here. That stops my aggro. Alright, so he's got a lot of toughness on the board, so I'm not... Hey, there's my forest! I don't think I'm getting through anything anytime soon. We'll go ahead and drop the knight. No point in attacking. Next turn I can genealogist to pump the knight with a royal token. Maybe that otter I think is just going to roll me over though. We actually didn't see Johan during our draft. This is the red-blue signpost card. So y'all can take a look at it. Basically it lets you cast instants from the top of your deck. So even if you're empty-handed, you still got a card in hand. And he's going to bounce my knight. Okay. That just means that I get to re-adventure it. Oh, dang, that's some aggro. Even if I do block, I don't kill it. Down to 6. There's, yeah, no way I'm winning this. Not now. So he's gonna curse something to make it a 1/1. Okay. Why didn't he curse one of my creatures? I think that was a... I'm not sure he understood he could have cursed one of my creatures and made, like, you know, my Royal Wolf maybe into a 2/2, or my Witch Stalker there into a 1/1. Or even my Celebrant, because that would have turned off my Witch Stalkers. I don't know, I think that was a misplay. It's gonna bounce Witch Stalker again, yeah. What's that do? 5 damage? Alright. Then yeah, there's nothing I can do. I mean, even if I block and chump, I mean, yeah, I'm done. He's got me. He just... I got mana screwed there at the beginning. He had, like, the nut aggro draw. There was just nothing I could do on that one. I mean, I could have mulliganed. I probably should have mulliganed. Alright, so we've got a couple mana. We've got at least something to do with it. So let's go ahead and keep this. I probably should have last game dropped Hilda's Crown a lot earlier. That could have potentially turned off the otter. So gameplay wise, I could have done that to maybe salvage things a little bit more. Alright, let's go ahead and... Why didn't I do this on turn 1? Alright, whatever. Like I said, this channel is how not to play, and I am definitely exemplifying that with this draft. Two Sir Armonts and 0 lands. Alright, yep, this is exactly how we drew it up. And opponent's black-green food deck is going on full cylinders. They've even got Season of Growth. Every time they cast a creature, they can scry to filter out the... Yeah, I'm already dead. I mean, this is just content now. I can't even... Alright, yep, we'll pass the turn because I can't do anything if I don't have the lands. So they're using Greta to sack foods. Greta is the black-green signpost. I'm not sure if you saw that in our draft, but it is very good with the black-green deck. Creating foods, using foods for different effects. Definitely a very, very good card. And she is using all the foods to get all the card advantage in the world. Yeah. And I can't even draw a land. I am so far behind this game. I am so far behind this game. There's no way I'm catching up. Alright, we'll bring my Hollow Scavenger out. See how long it lasts. I mean, they're playing black, they've got removal. Oh, another sweet... Alright, they've got another Greta. Wonderful. Alright. That would be about the equivalent of me having 2 Sir Armonts. What are the chances of that? And now they're pumping it. Yeah, they're just going off. And meanwhile, I can't even... Hey, look, a land! So opponent is tapped out. Let's go ahead and use my Moment of Valor. Get rid of Greta. I mean, they're not going to block. I might as well swing in. They're not going to attack with their Fawn. It's a mana dork. And if they do, it's 1 damage. I'm not that worried about it. Maybe I should have been worried about it. Man, I'm going to lose to Season of Growth, honestly. Just all of the card advantage that they're doing is... That's just ridiculous. Create a monster roll, and then fight. I think I do Genealogist, though. So I could swing in, they just block with the Witch, though. I think I just hold back. How'd they do that? They only had 1 mana open. Whatever, cheater. Okay, yep. They get the Wolfie. They get more card advantage. And now all their food is mana. There's no way he attacks here, though. Alright, now that could do something. Do I Armont? I think I'll Armont this turn. And next turn I can do Tail plus Curse. So he can buff his wolf to be a 5/4. So I think I just hold back. Another food token. Wow. This dude's deck is gas. Like, honestly, he's got an amazing deck. He's got so much synergy between all of his food tokens and his food payouts. This dude did a great job drafting his deck. So we'll give Armont the monster token. He'll buff by +3, and then I get to fight something. So we can take this 8/8. We'll kill their Trampler. I could swing with Genealogist. Sure, let's do it. They'll have to drop at least 2 creatures to block it. 3 if they want to kill it. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So we'll definitely put the Witch first because they can just keep pumping to save the Wolf. So we definitely want to do damage to the Witch first to make sure that at least something dies. They didn't save the Wolf. Oh, okay. Well, they can make that thing big, can't they? So yep, another wolf. Okay, and that they can... I gotta remember that they can grow that. I think my play here is Crown. Let's go ahead and... Should I tap down? We'll tap down the wolf. We'll swing in with just Sir Armont. I do want to make sure that I have blockers left, because he can, with Knight of Sweet's Revenge, give everything +2. Well, now +1. Alright, is he going for some kind of fight spell? Is he gonna fight my wolf? I should have waited for the ward. I messed that up because he could have targeted the wolf, not paid the ward, countered the ability, and kept his wolf alive. We'll discard my extra Sir Armont. But that was a misplay by both of us, because if he would have let the ward counter the ability, he could have kept his wolf alive, and then I would have wasted my food token buff. I should have waited until after he paid the ward and then used my food token buff. But that's another good example of why you never quit, never give up until like the last card is played. Because I mean, I could have quit that game on turn 3 or 4 when I was getting mana screwed and not able to cast anything, barely able to even keep my head above water. But because their deck fizzled out, my deck started in, and so I was able to turn it around. So even if it does look hopeless, just play it out. You never know what card you might draw next. So my opponent looks like they're on red-green big stuff, which might be problematic for me because I'm on white-green not so big stuff. And they put fire breathing on their first striker. That is definitely not good for me. So if I block, he pumps 1 into the Ratcatcher trainee and kills my blocker for no real value. So this is not a good block for me. I'll just take the 3 damage if he wants to pump it. Okay, I'll take the 4 damage. I didn't even know he had that pump spell. He probably should have saved that for a surprise block. I think we'll go ahead and drop the Lookout here. That way when I start in with my Besotted Knight, I can draw a card off of the sorcery portion there. I really should have left the 2 mana open for Kellen's Lightblades though. I am still not going to block that because once again he can just pump 1 mana into it. And the first strike will take care of my creature before I even get a chance to do anything. And then he's going to drop the 4/2. out of Adventure. Nope, Huntman Redemption. Create a 3/3 beast. I've not seen this card. You may sack a creature to search your library for a creature, and then 2 creatures each gain +2 and trample. Oh crap. Well then. I think I Curse of the Werefox, my Lookout, fighting the Ratcatcher trainee. Oh, very good card. And then we'll go ahead and put the Royal Token on my Defender. That way they can both block his Beast. If I attack, he just trades. Which actually he might not have traded. He might have just let the damage go through. That way he could get his tutor. But he's not tutoring anyway, so I don't have to worry about that either. Minecart Daredevil, there's his 4/2. And Ruby, okay. So Ruby, whenever it attacks, it becomes a 3/4. Alright, that's good to know. So I can Armont here, but he is about to gain +2 and trample to everything. So I really want to do Tale for the Ages. Unfortunately, Kellen's Lightblades doesn't really do a whole lot for me here, but I don't really want to drop anything else. I do still want to keep it open. So you can only target 2 things with that. Do I keep them back to block or do I swing in? I think we'll keep blockers. Oh, well that sucked. Alright, let's go to blockers. We'll do a chump block there. And then we will Lightblade with Bargain. And we'll bargain off the Royal Token. I'm gonna have to figure out something about that. Skybeast Tracker, okay. 2/4 reach, make food. So whenever he casts his Vanguard, he's going to get a food token. Why is he good gaming me? Am I dead and don't know it? I think I'll keep Moment of Valor. The Destroy Power 4 or Toughness 4 or greater might be beneficial. And we'll just pass the turn here. Season of Growth, okay. I mean, we worked our way through it last game. Go ahead and drop Hilda's Crown here with 1 mana for its activation open. Next turn I can Genealogist and Valor and hold Valor up. I don't really know what I don't know what my play is. Like, the card that would have won me the match is the Tale for the Ages. Okay, yeah. He doesn't really have anything that can attack me, though. Okay. Sure. I'm glad I got that out of his hand off of that. That didn't matter, because I was going to Moment of Valor his big thing. Can you imagine if he cast that on that? I'd been screwed. So let that be a lesson to y'all. If you've got a card that gives hexproof till end of turn, don't waste it on just like a random tap mechanic. When your opponent might have a Moment of Valor, that'll just straight up blow shit up. Return Triumphant. Oh, all I've got's my Witch Stalker. I don't think that's worth a Return Triumphant. Alright, and opponent has decided that my board's getting too big, and they can't handle it. Alright, so we've got Tanglespan Lookout, which I believe single-handedly won us the game last time, so we'll go ahead and keep it. I mean, we are currently 3-2, which means that I'm going to go ahead and lose this game and be 3-3, because that's just, you know, what I do. Another red-black deck. Huh. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and drop Lookout, see how long he survives. 0.2 seconds. I wonder, so I can return him back, will he see the aura entering the battlefield? He does, and I draw a card. Awesome. Another Return Triumphant? Oh, great. I could hold up Kellen Lightblades, but he doesn't really have anything to attack with, so we'll just go ahead and grab some food with the Hollow Scavenger here. And if he kills the Lookout again, I've got another Return Triumphant, so... Okay, so he's going to get 2 treasures, and then my top 3 cards. Okay. Well, I don't have any lands, so... I guess I'll swing for 3. Scavenger? I don't really have anything else to do. So he does have, what, 4, 6 mana, possibly 7 if he plays a land. He could cast something really big this turn. And a Scry. Alright, cut in will kill the Lookout. Okay. So I can return Triumphant the Lookout. Or I can Sir Armont. I think I'll go ahead and do that. We'll keep the Lookout in the bin for now, even though I am missing a draw off of this. But I'm doing 5 damage, so that's got to account for something, right? So he does get my top 3 cards, which is a Kellen's Lightblade and 2 lands. So, I mean, he can Lightblade something that I attack with, so that is a possibility, because he's got treasures that can tap for anything. So he can bargain it. Whenever it attacks or blocks, it does 1 extra damage. Oh, that's right, because Lightblade has to be attacking or blocking, and with his Saga, he only gets it until the end of the turn. So, yeah, he didn't get any of those. Bummer for him. And yeah, so that's it. He threw in the towel. Apparently he's not getting any creatures, and he's not going to be able to one-up my board. So we'll call that a win. So do you think if I keep calling out the arena algorithm for forcing me to lose, that it'll keep letting me win just to shut me up? Yeah, the opponent there was, I guess, really expecting to hit something off of the top of my library, and just that whiff was just unfortunate for them. Utopia Sprawl. Amazing ramp. They did choose black, so anytime they tap that forest, they'll get both green and black, which is just amazing. So they're going into turn 2 with 3 mana. Assuming they make their land drop, which, I mean... Return from the wilds to get even more land onto the battlefield. Okay, they are ramping into something really big here. So I am definitely going to be keeping my Moment of Valor and my Light Blades to see what's going on with that. Unfortunately, there's not much else I can do. I can't even attack here, so we'll just end turn. A 3/4 trample. Whenever you cast value 5 or greater, it gets a +1 counter. Okay. I mean, that's not the best card. Is that worth a Moment of Valor? No, it's not. But I don't really have anything else. Power 4 or greater. Okay, never mind. I can't kill it anyway. So once again, I do nothing. Sky Beast Tracker, whenever you cast a value 5 or greater, create food. So he's got a lot of these 5 or greater payouts, but he doesn't really have anything yet to activate them. He's gonna cast something really big next turn and get like all this value. If I Light Blade, I'll have to block as well, and I'll just 2-for-1 myself. I think it's better to just take the 3 damage. Let's go ahead and do the Clothier here. The flying, I think, is more beneficial than the 2/3 body. I get the Royal Token on the Witch Stalker regardless. But next turn, I can Genealogist to put a Royal Token on the Flyer and have a 4/4 Flyer, which may or may not... ouch. Okay, this is... He's got something up his sleeve here. Let's... do that. He's probably got some kind of trick. The Giant Growth. I think Titanic Growth is in this one. Yep. So he is going to kill my Flyer. That sucks. But we did kind of see that coming. Genealogist will just replace that Roll Token now. I don't really want to do that. So we'll just do Hilda, pass the turn. Alright. So that resolves. He gets Vanguard back. Okay. We'll go ahead and tap down the heart so that it doesn't attack. He is going to keep swinging. Okay. Let's block the tracker. He doesn't have anything that he can pump. Oh, I don't have my Light Blades anymore. Alright, we'll just take out the token then. If I Valor the Heart, he can get back the Bloodline, which will then get back the Vanguard. That's actually a really, really good synergy there. Hamlet Glutton, there we go. That's what I was expecting. Alright, so let's go ahead and tap down the heart. He can attack with the other two if he wants, which he does not. Let's go ahead and destroy the glutton. We'll make our food token, hold up Lightblade. Except I can't Lightblade and Crown, so I'm going to have to pick one or the other. So we'll just keep tapping down the deer over there. If he wants to swing in the rest, he can, but I doubt it. It's a lot of return triumphants. Scavenger and pass. Commune to pick out a creature. And they get a Ferocious Werefox. So he can monster roll it. Very good. And then he can cast a 4/3 trample. Very good. Yep, we're going to tap down the heart again, obviously. I could Lightblade to kill it. I think I'd rather Scavenger, though. I will take 2 that way, though. I suppose I could have put Genealogist in front, too, then double blocked. That probably would have been the better thing to do. It would have absorbed the rest of the damage, and he still only would have been able to kill one of them. So that probably was the better thing to do, not just Scavenger, but double block, because whichever one he killed, I could get back with Return Triumphant anyway. Actually, Genealogist would have been the better one to kill, so I think I just double screwed up on that one. Because then when the Genealogist entered the battlefield, it would get the Young Hero, plus put the Royal Token on the remaining Scavenger. So yeah, I messed that one up. That's fine, that's on me. Or I could have used my food token to pump him up to where he didn't even die. I guess that was also a possibility, wasn't it? No, I think he still would have died. Oh shoot, I forgot to tap down the heart. Whoops. My bad. Well, shit. Put myself in a tight spot here, didn't I? He can cast that? Oh, he's getting it back from his graveyard at instant speed. Okay. But he can't cast it because we're in the middle of combat. Yep, that was entirely my fault. Yeah. Let's go ahead and Glutton. Nope, not with Bargain. Let's go ahead and Glutton for full cost here. So he is going to drop the Vanguard. Which, honestly, we knew he was. There's no reason not to. Please attack. Yes. Yes, please attack. I would like you to attack me. Okay. Okay, this should probably put the nail in the coffin here. So let's go ahead and kill the Sky Beast Tracker because it now has power 4 or greater. Let's go ahead and tap down the Vanguard before we attack. Just, cuz. So this will be an attack for 12. He does have the food token. But let's go ahead and bring in our Witch Stalker. Just in case. Young Hero roll doesn't really do much, but at least now I have kind of a blocker if he does want to attack in. So yeah, it's a 5-3. Okay. So what does he have in hand? If he has a Titanic Growth in hand, which I think is the most power he could pump this up with, that would only do 9, and he's dead on the backswing. So I'm okay not blocking. Okay, things have changed. He had a fight spell. So we'll go ahead and do the chump block just to prevent the damage, because now it's going to be more than a 1-turn kill. I can use Hilda to keep it tapped down, so I'm okay with this. So this is 8, we'll take him down to 5. The food will bring him back up to 8. Eight, 9, 10, 11. This is 8, we'll bring him down to 3. The food will bring him back up to 6. And so now we see what he does. So I just have to remember to use Hilda's Crown of Winter before combat to tap down his attackers. Honestly, I can use the Hilda to tap down his attacker now, and then on my turn I can use Hilda to tap down, if that's a creature, his blocker. So I honestly have him dead next turn unless he has a way of gaining life. Which, there are food tokens. A food token would keep him alive for 1 more turn. Or if he has some kind of fight spell or murder that can get rid of the glutton. Exile. Okay, so he is going for Hilda's Crown of Winter. So we'll go ahead and use it first because that's the only possible target. So he's going to use the Oath to exile Hilda's Crown of Winter, which is unfortunate for me. And he can put Bloodline back on the Oath to make it a 4-4. And I'm drawing a whole bunch of lands. Alright, so let's go ahead and swing on in. He has to block the Glutton or else he dies. So his only option is block the Glutton, go to 2, and then hope he draws a Titanic Growth. Because if he can Bloodline the Vanguard plus Titanic Growth, actually would kill me. That exact interaction. But all he got was a forest, so he has to Bloodline the Vanguard, which means Glutton will get through with his trample damage, and oh yeah, that was a good game opponent. Alright, we kept a hand like this before, where it was all plains and we were just hoping to draw a forest, and it didn't work out for us, so we are going to learn from our mistakes. We are going to mulligan this hand into one that looks the exact same. Alright, Arena Conspirators, where are we here? They're going to make sure that I do not win this game because I am currently at 5-2. A loss here will end it for me. So there is no way I possibly win. So we're going to mulligan again. This one I have to keep. God, and I've got all my good stuff. So we're going to keep our 3 and our 4. I have to keep Armont, so we're going to have to tuck Glutton. And the Knight, I suppose. Alright, well, good game our opponent because they've already won. And just try to make the best of it. Alright, nothing I can a second Sir Armont, really? Alright, well, let's go ahead and drop the lookout. That should hopefully stop their assault. Of note, they're also on white-green. Ooh, Werefox Bodyguard. That is amazing. So they're gonna O-ring my 2-3, which really sucks because I was hoping to draw cards off of him. Oh man, they are going off. So I guess we'll Genealogist for no value because I have no other creatures to put the token on because they... Wow, Werefox is just such a good card. I mean, Bodyguard is just so amazing. You get the O-ring on a creature. Yeah, I can kill the creature to get it back, but... Oh, wow! All the removal in the world! I am so dead. I mean, I can't even do Moment of Valor because... I mean, yeah, we'll just... Wow! Like, this wasn't even a game! I mean, I can at least get rid of that. So that I've done something, at least. I don't even have anything to return Triumphant. I don't have anything in my graveyard. He's just exiled everything I've got. Wow, like, seriously, this wasn't even a match. Like, honestly, dude. He just had the nuts. I mean, if you want to go Arena Conspiracy, right here is, like, exhibit number 1. I got mana screwed twice to where I had to mulligan down to 5. Opponent keeps a 7 with freaking all the removal in the damn world. I mean, there is no way in hell I win that match. I mean, even if I had kept a full 7, there is no way I win that match. Not when he's just got a hand stacked full of removal like that. And there we are, just like we said. Arena keeps me down, doesn't let me go any more than 5 wins, because I guess I really can't complain about that too much, can I? I mean, but yeah, like, Game 1, Color Screw. Game 2, maybe I messed that one up. Game 3, I had Color Screwed down to 5 cards, had to mulligan twice. I mean, come on, Arena. But anyway, the man can't keep me down. I do get a pack out of it. I almost get my entry back. So I'm only down 100 gems off of that. And it looks like we got 3 packs for leveling up through that. So, I mean, the 5 wins did us good. We went up a couple levels. We got some packs for our Mastery and for our Mastery Pass. So, yeah, we've got quite a bit to open up here. So let's see. We've seen most of these cards. It's the first time I got one of these. We saw it in the draft, but our rare here is Agatha's Soul Cauldron. This is an amazing card. It combos really well with a lot of things. When you exile a card from a graveyard, a creature gains a +1 counter and the abilities of everything that you exile. You can create so many combo pieces with this card. This is an amazing card. I love it. Pack 2, and we get, 2 rares. Rotisserie Elemental is our rare for the pack. I'm not sure how to break that one. You hit your opponent, you get counters on it, and then you can sacrifice it after you hit them to draw that many cards and play them this turn. But you still have to pay the mana costs for them. So, I mean, that's a really hard card to break. It sounds like a Bomat Courier, but you have to hit them in order to sacrifice it, so it's not really that good. And Shared Animosity is our Enchanted Tales. Whenever a creature attacks, it gains +1 power for each other attacking creature that shares a creature type. Yeah, Goblin Tribal much? Pack 3, we get Raid Bombardment as our Enchanting Tales. Once again, really great in Goblins whenever a creature with power less than 2 attacks, it deals 1 damage automatically. Goblins are mostly like 1 and 2 drops. Great for a Goblins deck. Torch the Tower, good removal. Ruby, we saw her. Werefox Bodyguard, the card that destroyed me last game. I am so happy to have this card. This is an amazing card. When it enters the battlefield, you can exile any other non-fox creature, basically so that he can't target himself and you can't get like a Werefox loop. You can exile your opponent's creature if you want to be heavy aggro like we saw in that last game, or you can exile one of your own creatures to protect it from a board wipe. Of note, he does have flash, so you can play the bodyguard in response to a board wipe. Save your best creature. When the board wipe hits, the bodyguard will die, but when it does, that creature that it exiled will come back into play. So very, very good card. Here we got Sir Armont in this pack, which really, I mean, I can't say anything bad about. It did its job. Hamlet Glutton, an amazing finisher. Lord Skitter's Blessing is our rare for this pack. ETB Wicked Roll, and during your draw step, if you control an enchanted creature, you lose a life, draw a card. So great card advantage for black. You'll see a lot of black draw a card come with this lose 1 life caveat. And that's perfectly fine because the card is generally better than 1 health anyway. So definitely a very, very good card in black. So that is what we got today. If you enjoyed this video, hit a like down below. If you think Arena's a giant conspiracy trying to get you to 3 losses way before you could ever possibly hit 7 wins, please put the comment in below so that I know I'm not alone. Not that I believe in that conspiracy stuff, but it is quite coincidental, isn't it? Anyway, whether you believe in arena conspiracies or not, I'll still see you in the next video.